Create a first visualization. Creating a visualization. We should start with the simplest visualization, a table. Select the report view. On the visualizations panel, select Build Visual icon, and select the table icon. We are going to create a table that shows how many sales were sold for each product. So we have product field, so we'll just check it. And you can see, we have product names, and these are 15 different products. And we're going to add to that the sales figure, so we'll check that as well. Here you can see the totality. Now, we could add additional fields. For example, maybe we want units sold added. Select the current table, check the box on units sold, and it gets added. Change to different visualization. If you want to change the current visualization from a table to other types of visualizations, just select the table. On the visualization panel, select Build Visual, and click on any type of visualization you want to change to. For example, a bar chart, a line chart, or a pie chart. If you want to get more chart, click on ... Get more visuals. Select the visuals. For example, we're going to add the tachometer. Select it. Click Add. Now you can see the tachometer icon here. Create another visualization. You are going to add another visualization that shows the sale by region. Do not select any current visuals, just click on the canvas, and select the visual on the visualizations panel. Let's choose the donut chart. Now you can see the blank nut chart on the canvas. Select region and sales from the data field. Another way to do it. Click, hold, and drag the region field into the canvas, then do the same with sales. And select the donut chart. If you don't want this visual, just select it, and press the delete key, or click on ... Select remove. Focus mode. Focus mode is applied to individual report visuals or dashboard tiles. You see the icon down near the bottom. To activate it, you need to select the visualization, and click on the focus mode icon. Now, other visuals are temporarily removed. Focus mode lets you expand, pop out, a visual or tile to see more detail. It enlarges the tile or visual along with filters, menus, and navigation panes. So, while in focus mode, you can interact with any filters that were applied when this visual was created. If you want to go back, just click on Back to Report.
Types of data. Most datasets have more than one type of data. At the most basic level, the data is either numeric, or it isn't. For example, as you can see, units sold, average price, and sales are columns that contain numeric data. Date, product, category, region, and country contain categorical data. Aggregates in Power BI. Power BI can aggregate numeric data using a sum, average, count, minimum, variance, and much more. When you create a visualization in Power BI, the service will aggregate numeric fields. The default is sum, over some categorical field, for example, average price, sales, and units sold. For textual data, like product or region, often called categorical data, Power BI will count the occurrences of each category or count the distinct occurrences of each category. For special types of data, like dates, have a few of their own aggregate options: earliest, latest, first, and last. Ways to aggregate your data. Moving on to options that we can use for aggregating a field. For text, like product, on the Column Tool tab, we have Do Not Summarize. If selecting it, Power BI will treat each value in that field separately and doesn't summarize them. Count. Counts the number of values in that field that aren't blank. Count, distinct. Counts the number of different values in that field. On the Visualizations panel, we have more options, first and last items. For numeric data, like sales, on the Column Tool tab, we have Do Not Summarize. Sum. Adds all the values in that field up. Average. Takes an arithmetic mean of the values. Minimum. Shows the smallest value. Maximum. Shows the largest value. Count and count distinct. On the Visualizations panel, we have more options: standard deviation, variance, and median. For date. On the Column Tool, we have Do Not Summarize, Count, and Count Distinct. On the Visualizations panel, we can have more options: earliest and latest. Now, we will explore the differences in aggregate settings between the Visualization panel and the Column Tools bar. Change the aggregate. There are several different ways to manage and change the aggregate Power BI uses in a visualization. The first way is to change the default aggregate through Column Tools. Select a field you want to edit on the Column Tools tab, the Summarization box, and select the option for aggregating data. By using this way, the default aggregate of the selected field is changed, and this will impact the next visualization using this field. The second way is to change the aggregate in a specific visualization through the Visualizations panel. This way will only change the aggregate type of a field for a specific visualization. To do this way, select the visualization, on the Visualizations panel, Build Visual, and select the field you want to change the aggregate type. To do this way, only the selected chart is changed. For example, we're going to change the aggregate of the average price. We're going to add the average price in the table. You can see in the table, the average price of almonds is $800. Actually, the average price of almonds is $200, we can check it on the data view. As you can see, the average price of almonds is $200. The issue here is that the aggregate of average price is sum, instead of average. So, we will change it to average. At the Visualizations panel, here we have the average price, and if we click on the drop-down, you can see, at the moment, the check is sum. We're going to click on average. Now you can see, average of average price of almonds is $200. But, the default aggregate of the average price in the data field still be sum, because we changed the aggregate on the Visualizations panel, so only the select table is changed. If you want to change the default aggregate of this field, for example, from sum to average, you should change it through the Column Tools tab. Now we're going to add the other visual with average price. You can see the average price is $200.
Formatting pane. In Power BI, you can change the color of data series, data points, and even the background of visualizations. When you select a visualization, and click on the Format icon on the visualization pane, the area below the icon displays the customizations available for the currently selected visualization. It is divided into sections, visual and general. Basically, the general items will appear for all visualizations. As you can see, when we click on different visuals, this still includes properties, title, effects, header icons, tooltips, alt text. We will explore these items later. And the visual will be specific. The visualization you select will affect which customizations are available. For example, if you select the table, you will see style presence, grids, values, column headers and so on. If you select the bar chart, you will see y-axis, x-axis, and so on. If you select donut chart, you will see legend, slicers, and so on. And the ... next to the formatting pane, and you click that, you can see, expand all categories, that give you a complete list for this visualization, and you can collapse by clicking ... and select collapse all categories.
Undo and reset settings. The best way to learn how to use the formatting options is to try them out. You can always undo your changes or revert to default. You have 3 options to do it. First, to undo the last action, you can click on the undo button at the top, or press Ctrl+Z. Second, click on Reset to Default at end of every category, to reset the format in this category only. Last, click All ... here, and select Reset All Settings to Default.
Formatting font and size. The best way to learn how to change font and size in Power BI is to do it with the table. In this video, we're going to explore how to change font and size in these categories: grid, values, column headers, total, and specific column. We'll start with the grid because this will affect a value, column header, and total. Clicking on it to expand, we can see several subcategories of properties to format the table. Now, you can see a toggle with an on-off switch. But we can hardly see the lines. Let's change the color to red and the width to 3. Now, when switching on and off, we can see the change clearly. Similarly, the vertical grid line works in the same way. Just switch it on, change the color to orange, and the width to 3, and now you can see the vertical grid line on the table. Moving on to the border, we can select a section to change, for example, all the table or only the header, values, or totals sections. Now, we will select all sections, and click on the top, bottom, left, and right. Now, you can see the outline appear. The last subcategory is options. So we can change the row padding if it's too tight, then we can expand it. And we can change the font size for all of the table, including the header, value, and total. Next, we're going to change the value only. This category will affect values from here to here. We can change font, size, bold, italic, and underline. We can also change text color, background color, alternative text color, and alternative background color. For the text wrap, you can see the difference here. If the text wrap is off, we can see the ... And it's on, we can see all the text, but the row is wider. Moving on to the column header. This will only affect the headers here. For text, we have the same customization. Let's try it to see the differences. For the option, to see the effect, let's make the column thinner. Then switch on the auto size width, and you can see the width of the column average price is adjusted. Next, we will explore the total category. We can hide the total line by switching it off. We can change the total label, for example, type total sales here. We can also change the font, size, text, and background color. Finally, if you want to customize only a specific column, use this category. Select the column you want to edit, for example, the sales column. And select the section of the column you want to apply, like header, total, and values. Now, we're going to apply only the values. However, in this category, we can only change the text and background color, alignment, unit display, and decimal. We cannot change the font and size here.
Applying a style to a table. Some Power BI visualizations, like a table, have a style option. One click applies a full set of formatting options to your visualization, all at once. In this video, we will look at some options that can add more style to your table. Let's look at some styles available for a table. Select a table to make it active. Open the Formatting tab, and select Style Presets. Select a style from the drop-down. So, let's try some of these styles here. None will give us a standard style. Minimal. Here you can see the difference between none and minimal, a little bit wider in the color. Bold header. You can see the header is bold. Alternative row. You can see that every row at the second, the fourth, the sixth, and so on, have got an alternating background color. Contract alternating rows. This will give you an alternating row, but with a black background. Flashy rows. We'll have a blue and a darker blue. Bold header and flashy row. It is a combination of the two styles above. Spare will give us a black and white layout. And condensed. The table will be condensed, and you can see the grid lines. Even after you apply a style, you can continue formatting properties, including color, for that visualization. For example, you start with the alternating row, and you want to change the colors of the header and the alternative row. Now, we're going to change the background color of the header to blue, the background color of the total to blue, and the alternative background color to blue.
Working with colors. In this video, we're going to walk through the steps necessary to customize colors on a visualization. Select a visualization to make it active. Select the paintbrush icon to open the Formatting tab. The colors will be a subcategory of bars because we select a bar chart, or columns, rows, and lines depending on the visual type. For example, if we select the column chart, and we will see that color is a subcategory of columns. Drop down the color box below default to change color for all bars, for example, from blue to yellow. The FX function on the right side is condition formatting. We will explore it in another video. Change Show All to On, and we can select different colors for bars, or columns, rows, and lines depending on the visual type. If you don't like any of the color changes, select Reset to Default from the bottom of the Data Color section, and your colors revert to the default settings. Or if you don't like the change you just made, press the Undo icon or use Ctrl+Z to undo. Finally, if you want a color you don't see in the palette, just select More Colors, and choose from the spectrum.
Conditional formatting for visualizations. Visualizations often benefit from dynamically setting color based on the numeric value of a field. We can highlight data points over, or under, a certain value. This video will show different ways to base color on a numeric value. Base the color of data points on a value. To change color based on a value, select a visualization to make it active. Open the Format pane by selecting the paintbrush icon and then choose the Colors card. Next to Default, select the FX icon. In the Default Color dialog box, select the format style, let's pick Gradient. And select the field to use for conditional formatting. For example, we're going to select Sum of Sales. Then we select light red for the lowest value and dark red for highest value. Here you can see the effect of gradient formatting on the column from the lowest to highest sales. Customize the colors used in the color scale. You can also change the way the values map to these colors. For example, the colors for minimum and maximum are set to yellow and red. You can see how the bars in the chart reflect the gradient shown in the bar. The highest value is red, the lowest is yellow, and each bar in between is colored with a shade of the spectrum between yellow and red. Sometimes, our data may have a naturally diverging scale. For example, a profitability score has a 0 midpoint. So, we can use diverging color scales by selecting the check to add a middle color and selecting color at the center area, like blue. Now, you can see the diverging colors in the visualization, from yellow to blue to red.
Apply a theme. In Power BI Desktop, you can apply design changes to your entire report. When you apply a report theme, all visuals in your report use the colors and formatting from your selected theme. Built-in report themes. You can select report themes by going to the View ribbon. In the Themes section, select the drop-down arrow. You can see the built-in report themes that provides different kinds of predefined color schemes. Select built-in report themes directly from the Power BI Desktop menu. Now you can see the difference. Custom report themes. If you want to customize and standardize most of the elements listed in the Format section, to create your report themes. First, you can select a theme that's close to what you like, and then make few adjustments. From the View ribbon, select the Themes drop-down button and select Customize Current Theme. A dialog appears where you can make changes to the current theme. Name and colors. Theme name and color settings include theme colors, sentiment colors, and divergent colors. Text settings include font family, size, and color, which sets the primary text class defaults for labels, titles, cards and KPIs, and tab headers. Visual settings include background, border, header, and tooltips. Page element settings include wallpaper and background. Filter pane settings include background color, transparency, font and icon color, size, and filter cards. After you make your changes, select Apply to finish. Save and import custom themes. After finishing your customization, select Save Current Theme to save your theme. You can now use the theme in other reports. To import themes to the report, select Brown for Themes. Select the saved theme. Now the custom themes is applied to the report.
Changing axis properties. It's often useful to modify the x-axis or the y-axis. Similar to working with colors, you can modify an axis by selecting the down arrow icon to the left of the axis you want to change, as shown here. Now, we're going to change the y-axis property. First, for range, change the minimum to 5,000 and the maximum to 30,000. You can see the y-axis now starts from 5,000 and ends at 30,000. We can switch on the logarithmic scale if we are dealing with analyzing a large range of quantities. Instead of increasing in equal increments, each interval is increased by a factor of the base of the logarithm. We can switch on invert range, the chart will be inverted. For value, we can change the font, size, bold, color, display units, and value decimal places of the values. In addition, we can move the y-axis from the left to the right side by switching axis position. For title, we change title. Select the style, Show Title Only, Show Unit Only, or Show Both. Also, we can change the font, size, and color of the title. Finally, we can remove the axis labels entirely by toggling the toggle beside X-axis or Y-axis. We can also choose whether to turn axis titles on or off by selecting the toggle next to title. Adding labels. Adding data labels. In this video, we're going to add data labels to an area chart. We selected the visualization to make it active and opened the Formatting tab. We selected data labels and turned them on. We can change the position from auto to above or under. Then we increase the font size to 15 and change the font family to Arial Black. We can also change color, display units and value decimal places of the value labels. To turn background to on, and the background color to green, with a transparency of 60%. Now, you can see the labels with green background. Depending on the visual and its size, data labels may not display. If your data labels don't display, try making the visual larger or viewing it in full screen mode. Adding total labels. Total labels are available for stacked charts, combo charts, and area charts. Let's add total labels to a stacked column chart. Here, we have a stacked column chart with data labels showing the value of each portion of each full stack. By opening the visual and editing view, you can change the display for data labels and total labels. Turn data labels off and turn total labels on. The chart now displays the aggregate for each column. These are just a few of the formatting tasks that are possible, including font, size, color, display units, value decimal places, and split positive and negative to show separate labels for totals of the positive value and negative value. We can also change the background of labels here.
General formatting. In this video, we're going to explore the General Format pane. Property. In the size category, we can change the height and width of the visualization. You can also manually adjust the size of the visualization. When you click on the visualization, you can see the 8 little pointers all around. These markers are where we can drag and resize the visualization, further down, further across, or further down and across. In the position bar, you can see the X position or horizontal position, and the Y position or vertical position. We're going to input 100 horizontal, that will move it slightly further to the right. Similarly, input 100 vertical, and the chart will move further down. You can also manually move the visualization by clicking on, and dragging the visualization to any other point on this page. Padding. You can now control the container's margin to create a space, making the visuals look more professional and appealing. Finally, we're going to look at advanced options. Switching on responsive, the visual will adapt to size changes. For example, dashboards will be optimized for Power by Mobile to allow more control over the small screen experience. Maintain layer order. Typically, when you select an object on the canvas, it will be automatically brought to the front, above other overlapping visuals. Clicking away from it will return it to its original position. However, sometimes you would like an object, like a shape or background image, to stay in the background even when you accidentally click on them while viewing a report. Then we should switch this toggle on. High density sampling. By switching on this toggle, high density data is sampled, to create visualizations reasonably quickly that are responsive to interactivity. Too many data points on a visual can bog it down and can detract from the visibility of trends. Title. This category allows us to adjust the title of the visualization. We can switch it off, not to show the title. Or we can change the title here, for example, Sales. We can also change the font, size, color, background, alignment, and text wrap. We can also create a subtitle, for example by month. Adjust font, size, color, and alignment for the subtitle. To switch the divider on, adjust color, style, and width. Now we can see the line between the title area and the chart area here. Finally, we can adjust the space below the title, below the subtitle, or below the title area. Effects. In this category, we can adjust the background, border, and shadow effects of the visualization. Let's change the background to green. Transparency to 80%. Now, the green background appears in the chart area. Next, switch on visual border. Adjust color to dark green. Now, we can see the border lines around the visualization. By increasing the rounded corners, for example to 10, we can see a curve at the corners of the visual. We can make the visualization more attractive by switching on the shadow effect. There are some options available in this category you can try. Header icons. We can turn on the visual header. The visual header's visibility will only be applied in reading view. It looks like these icons. We can change colors of background, border, and icon. We can also select the functions will be available for this visualization in reading view. Tooltips. This is shown when you hover over the visualization. By switching it on, you can see the text box popping up when you hover over the data point. Switch it off, there are no text box appears. There are also some options available, such as type, text, and background of the tooltips. Alt text. This is used by people who have got certain disabilities that prevent them from reading what's on screen. We can enter a description that will be read by a screen reader upon selecting the visual. For example, this is sales by month. Copy and format painter. Copy an entire visualization. To copy a visual, click to select the visualization, then go to Home tab, and click Copy, or press Ctrl+C. Then click on Paste, or press Ctrl+V to paste the entire visualization. Format painter. In case we have multiple visualizations, the format painter is very useful for copying all format settings from one visual to other visuals. Let's try this tool. First, click on the source visualization, which has the formatting we want, and click on Format Painter on the Home tab. Then, click on the visualization we want to apply to. Now you can see that both visualizations have got the same theme color, while the contents do not change.
Align and group visualizations. Align visualizations. To align a visual, click on it. We will get the new tool menu, including Format and Data, Drill. We will explore Data Drill menu in the other videos. Now, select Format tab. We will see the Align tool. We can align to the left, right, top, middle, or bottom. Group of visualizations. To group two or more visualization, first, select all of them in two ways. One way is to click and drag from the left to right bottom corner, to cover these visualizations. Alternatively, we can click on one visual, hold down the Shift or Control key, and click on the second visual. Now you can see that both visualizations are selected. Go to Format tab, and select Group. Or we can right-click on the visuals, and select Group. Now, you can see the borders and 8 markers around two visualizations. And we can select, drag and move the group of visuals at the same time. Or we can align the group through Format ribbon. For example, we can align top, and align bottom, or align middle, backward and forward. Sometimes, visualizations overlap. We can arrange their visibility by selecting Send Backward. Then we select an object on the canvas. It will be automatically brought to the front, above other overlapping visuals. Clicking away from it will return backward. Similarly, we can change the layout order by selecting Bring Forward. Now we can see the visual is above if we do not select any visualizations.
Format number and date. Change default format. We can change the default formatting of any numeric fields. Now, we're going to change the sales amount. We click on the sales field in the data pane. And going to column tools, there are some features we can do here. First, the data type, including whole number, decimal number, fixed decimal number, data and time, date, or time, text, and so on. Next, we have various formatting for numbers in this box. It can be general, currency, decimal number, whole number, percentage, or scientific. We can also manually add currency, with common currency symbols here, and other currencies from all over the world. Display percentage. Display a comma as a thousand separator. Or change the number of decimal places. In addition, we can type the format directly into the format box. This function is like we do a custom format in Excel. For example, we're going to change sales by typing number 00000. You can see the result here. To better understand about custom format, you can visit the Microsoft webpage. Going to Google, and typing Microsoft Display Custom Format Syntax. Going this website. Now you can find support data and time symbols. We can also find the characters you can use to create user-defined number formats. We can also change the default format of numbers and dates in the model view. Click on the particular field we want to change. We got the Properties pane. Scroll down, we can see the Formatting category. We can see the features of format are similar to the Column Tools ribbon, including data type and format. Format-specific column. Another way to format numbers and dates is through a Format pane. To do this way, only particular visualization will change. For example, we're going to change the format for the average price column. Click to select the visualization, go to the Format pane. Scroll down to specific column. Select average price in the box. In this option, we can change the display unit, for example 1000, and change the decimal to 4. Now, you can see the average price changed to 1000 with 4 decimal places. But the default format of the average price field is still decimal number with 0 decimal place.